Divorce can bring a lot of changes, but one thing people often overlook is the lasting impact that it can have on real estate ownership. There's a common belief that once a divorce is finalized, each spouse's ownership of the property is clear and straightforward. But in reality, divorce settlements can create complications that come back to affect real estate ownership, title, and financing. Here's why. Let's say in a divorce settlement, a property is awarded to one spouse. Even though it's agreed upon in the settlement, if that ownership isn't officially transferred through a new deed, issues can arise down the road. Both names might remain on the title, which means both parties are still legally considered owners. This can lead to disputes and delays in future sales or refinancing of the property because legally, it's not entirely clear who actually owns the property. And here's where it gets interesting for couples who hold property as tenants by the entirety. In Massachusetts, when a couple divorces, that tenancy by the entirety is automatically severed and converts into a tenancy in common. This means that each spouse now owns a separate, undivided half of the property. So even if one spouse moves out or isn't paying the mortgage, they still legally own half, which can affect future property decisions like refinancing, selling the property, unless there's a formal transfer of ownership. There's also the mortgage. Even if one spouse takes full ownership of the property, both may be responsible for the mortgage unless it's refinanced. If the spouse keeping the property can't make payments, both parties' credit could suffer, which is something most people aren't aware of until it happens. And then there's the potential for future claims. If ownership isn't formally transferred, the spouse who no longer lives in the home could still make claims on the property down the line. This can affect estate planning, complicate plans to transfer property to heirs, or even delay a sale if you're looking to sell in the future. If you're a real estate agent, lender, or even someone going through a divorce, understanding these nuances is crucial. Proper documentation, reviewing the title, and making sure everything is legally sound are key steps to prevent these issues from resurfacing in the future. Divorce and real estate law are both complex areas, and it's always best to get professional guidance to make sure there are no loose ends that could create complications later on. If you have questions about how divorce could impact property ownership, or you need help navigating real estate issues after you've been divorced, feel free to reach out.